Hi, class. Today we're in chapter 1 and we are looking at the Mayans. First, I want us to zoom in on this picture right here and let's take a look at the caption. The caption reads, called the Pyramid of the Magician. This 1,000-year-old structure rises more than 90 feet above the Maya city of Uxmal, Mexico. Look at that. That thing is awesome looking. Okay, let's take a look at the text. So it starts out with the Maya. The Maya developed their culture in the same part of Mexico as the Olmec. They traded with their Olmec neighbors and were influenced by their culture. Between about 80 250 and 900, Maya culture reached its peak. Archaeologists call this the classic period of Maya civilization. So what it means is, with it being its classic period, it just means that that's when it reached its peak, that people were building cities, they were developing culture, they were doing all kinds of awesome things, and it's when they were doing the most of it. They were doing it before and they were doing it after, but that period right there, between 80, 250, and 900, is where they were doing the most of that development. During the Classic period, the Maya world grew to more than 40 cities, each with a population between 5,000 and 50,000. That's pretty big. In cities such as Uxmal, Tikal, and Copan, the Maya built great palaces for their rulers and huge pyramid temples to honor their gods. These structures were covered with elaborate carvings and inscriptions and their system of picture writing. Scholars often refer to such inscriptions as hieroglyphics. So, in other words, hieroglyphics is a way of communicating through written language, but they didn't use letters like we do. We use letters to combine to make sounds, and those letters make sounds that then we assemble into make words. They use pictures to represent words instead. So, their language is based on pictures, not letters. Can you think of another ancient group of people that used hieroglyphics? Maybe you thought of, just like I did, the Egyptians. Yeah, the Egyptians used hieroglyphics extensively. Okay, well, let's get back to this. The meaning of these inscriptions was unknown for centuries after Maya civilization collapsed. Thorough translations appeared in the mid 1900s. So, in other words, it took a long time for us to figure out what those inscriptions meant, but we have a pretty good understanding now of what they mean. Let's take a look at the next page. All right, we got a picture right here, and the caption of the picture reads, Mayan influence is seen in the design of this Aztec stone calendar. And it reads here, did you know? The Maya were fascinated with time. They created a 365-day calendar. The year was divided into 18 months of 20 days each. The remaining 5 days were not shown in any month, and the Maya believed those days were unlucky. To show when historical events took place, they used a system of dating called the long count. Translated to today's calendar, the Maya's long count suggests the world was created about 3114 BC. Let's get back to the text over here. Maya cities were ruled by kings who claimed that the Maya gods had chosen them. These rulers directed huge building projects and commanded the army. To form alliances and strengthen trade, Maya rulers often married members of the royal families of other cities. So, in other words, they didn't have a democracy like we do. They didn't vote or elect people to rule them. They had kings who claimed that the gods had chosen them, and then they were in charge of everything. And they commanded the army, they built huge infrastructure projects, and they would marry other royal families to make alliances. Not unlike, if you're familiar with like medieval Europe and the kings and queens over there, they did the same thing. They said they were appointed by God and ruled, and people didn't get to elect them. They just were there. And they would marry other royal families to make their kingdom grow, and they called all the shots. So, same idea. Maya civilization declined rapidly after 8900. Archaeologists have looked for explanations in the environment. They think that as time passed, the population of the Maya cities outgrew their food supply. Rulers fought over farmland. People began to abandon the Maya cities in search of food. Drought may also have led to their decline. However, the Maya did not disappear. Today, more than 6 million descendants of the ancient Maya still live in Mexico, Belize, and Guatemala. So, in other words, what they're saying is that the Maya, quote unquote, country or empire dissolved, but the people didn't go away. They're still there. They're still there to this day. It's just their empire is gone. Like the ancient Romans, their empire is gone, but their descendants still live there. All right, guys, go back and reread any parts that you don't understand or you need additional help with, and we'll see you soon.